Hello, darling. It's good to see you all again, and thanks for joining me for today's video. I've got someone who wants to say hello. Come on, come up here with Mummy. Say hello to everyone. Say hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me for my video. You're a good girl. Yeah, this is such a pretty girl. So, I want to show you some of my favourite van life items so you can get some ideas for your van life. And believe me, I've got quite a few. And the reason why they're my favourite van life items is because they make van life a lot easier and so much more comfortable. Don't they, baby? Yes, they do. And there will be in no particular order. But you can go anywhere else, you can go out and play in a minute. But my first favourite van life item is this one. Yes, Kelly. Your mummy's favourite van life item? Yeah. Because she's the best hot water bottle. She really is. When it's cold and it's time to go to bed, she hops underneath the covers with me, cuddling up just like a real human baby, with her paws around my neck, purring to my ear. She's so snuggly and warm. And I don't have to worry about her going cold like a real hot water bottle. The fair babies are great for van life. They really are. Especially if you're a solo van lifer who's looking for a companion. Whether it be a cat, a dog, rabbit, whatever. Fur babies are great for van life. Especially with dogs because they make great security. Don't they? Kelly doesn't agree because he doesn't like dogs. You can go out and play. Yes, you can. So my first favourite van life, Kelly. You're just ruffling your head with her tail and I've got her fur all over me. But that's why Kelly is my number one favourite van life item. Okay, so my second favourite van life item is my portable power station. Now this is a VCA 600 power station, and I use this to power all of my appliances. But the reason why this is my second van life item is because these are really great. I can use them to power 12 volt items, USB items, 240 volts, you name it. But also, but that's not all. If you have a look here, we've got these two little things here. Now this right here is where you can buy an extra battery, a backup battery, for this power station, which I'm going to get in the near future. And what it does is I can turn this power station from a 600 watt power station into a 1200 watt power station. But on this side here, this is where this goes into. Now this is a jump start cable. So I use this jump start cable with my portable power station. So if I ever get a flat tire in my van, this is how I charge up the battery in my van. So for that reason, because this is a dual purpose power station, I can use this to charge up all of my chargers I can cover all of my appliances. I can turn it into double the power, and I can charge my van battery when it's dead. So for that reason, that is why my BTA main power station is my second favourite van item. Okay, so my third favourite, I've got Kelly's fur all over me, and oh my god, it's really itchy. She needs a good brush, because we're in spring now here in Australia, so because the weather is getting warmer, she's starting to lose her fur and it's sticking to me. But I'll give her a good brush later. But anyway, getting back to my favourite van life item, my third favourite van life item is this. Let me show you. USB mini air conditioner. Now, the reason why I like those is because when you're in your van, it can get very hot, especially during the warmer months. And I like these USB mini air conditioners, as you can see. USB. And it's got 3 different levels. You put the water and ice. Let's see if I can open it up and get into there. So you fill it up with both cold water and ice. And you've got 3 levels for low, medium, high for the speed. But you've also got 3 levels for the mist too. So we've got mist coming out too. And mist makes van life so much more comfortable, especially when it's hot in your van. And not only that, I've also bought one of these. Now if you're wondering what those are, I've got this as well as my USB mini air conditioner from Kaia. And this is just a little fan. Now I'm going to put this down here for a minute. Just give me a tip while I can take it off and give you a look. Now this is just a little fan, as you can see. So it's got a little hook, so you hook it up onto your fan. And here you've got a little cup of little mini cup which you fill up with cold water. Look, so you place them in there like that. Now, what you do is you hang this on top of your fan or in front of your fan. And when you do that, as you can see, it's not blowing air at the moment. But when I stick it in front of the fan, it will start turning around. And what happens is that it blows the cold air onto here. And you've got the cold water in here, and it makes the fan colder. So I'm going to turn you around like that one. Maybe I should put this charger up here for now. So as you can you see that one? Let me turn you around a bit more. So now you can see that it's turning around. So I'll just take these out for a minute while I attach it to the thing. So this can go up here into there. Can you see that? And then we just put this in here like so. So what these are doing here is that all that I've done is that I've just turned this mini USB mini air conditioner made it extra cooler. So all I've done, and they really do work, so all I've done is by putting that onto my USB mini air conditioner, or into any fan you have, whether you have a big fan, small fan, it doesn't matter. And they really do work, and they just give you that extra coolness and that extra comfort, and that's why they're great for van life. So that's my third favourite van life item. Okay, so my fourth favourite van life item is this. Do you know what it is? It is a USB mini air purifier, and these are great. You can buy these air purifiers, and you can get the filters from Temu. And you can feel the air coming out too. And you can see it changes colour, which also makes it a good night light too. Yeah, because the thing is, because when you're in your van, you don't want to have any odours in your van. And you would also want to have fresh air. Now, there's going to be times when you're in your van where you won't be able to open up the doors or the windows because the weather, like it's raining for example. But you still want to be able to get rid of those odours and have fresh air in your van. And this is why I recommend getting a USB mini air purifier. They're not expensive. I can't remember how much I paid for this. I got it from Temu. It was under $10. And you can get the filters in packs of 3 for under $10. And the filters last for about 2 years. Well, mine have anyway. And because they're small, they don't take up any space in your van, which is good. And because they're USB, they hardly use any power, so that's another advantage too. And these come in handy really good, especially if you have a fur baby in your van. Like for example, I have Kelly in my van. And these are great because, for example, like when she uses her kitty litter tray, and even as soon as she uses her kitty litter tray, you know, I'll put on some disposable gloves and I'll grab out the doggy bag and, you know, I'll put her screws in the bag, in 2 bags actually, so tie it up tight and then I throw it away. But this is great because it gets rid of all the odours immediately. So this is why I recommend you have a USB mini air purifier in your van. Okay, so my next favourite van life item is this. Do you know what it is? It's another item that I got from Temu. Temu! Woohoo! I love Temu. I mean, who doesn't love Temu, huh? You can buy anything from Temu. And at great prices. That's why I love shopping at Temu. Okay, so if you can't guess what it is, it's actually a blue light gun. Yes, a blue light gun. So you fill it up with water. This, you can unscrew this. You fill it up with water. And you must use water in there. But you can only use plain water. Do not add any essential oils or anything, because if you do, it will not work. And then we just tighten it back up like that. Now this gets rid of any odours. Now ever since I've had this, I have not bought any cans of air fresheners or anything. This does the job. It gets rid of all odours immediately. And It sterilizes everything. It sterilizes the air. I'll give you an example. So we turn it on. Making a liar out of me, as you can see. And I just spray it around my van like this one. Let me turn you around here. So we just move the curtain down here. So I spray it around the cab too. All around here. And the blue light, and as you can see, the blue light is actually cleaning and sterilizing everything. But you must have the water in it to work properly. And remember, do not put any essential oils or anything into the water, because if you do, you'll wreck this blue light air gun and it will not work. So you can use this to sterilize anything, your dishes, your benches. You just turn it on and just spray it on whatever you want to sterilize. And I use this to sterilize and clean the air in my van as well. I use it on my dishes after I clean my dishes. You know, I hold it up over my dishes and give it a bit of a spray over to make sure that they are clean properly. This, oh my God, I absolutely recommend it because it eliminates all odors instantly. And this is what I use as well as with my USB mini air my USB mini air purifier. Especially when Kelly uses her kitty litter. So I spray this around the kitty litter spray all around the van, and all odors are gone. Just like that. So this is USB. Yeah, like I said, it's quite small, so it doesn't take up any space in your van. And because it's USB, it doesn't use much power. And it lasts for a long time. I noticed this will last quite a few weeks before I have to recharge it up again. And it doesn't take long to recharge. And oh my God, I've had this for a few years now, and this has not let me down once. And I'm telling you now, you need to have one of these blue light guns for your van. Okay, so my next favourite van life item is this. And so I'm just going to open it up and I'll give you a proper look. This is my case for holding my batteries, and I've got in here normal batteries. I also have these batteries, so you can change your battery. So I can put a battery in here and change it from a day to a day, or from a day to a day, which is quite handy too. And these are rechargeable batteries, so when I want to recharge them, I just put them in here. You can have 2 in here at a time, or you can have 3 or 4 in here at a time. But it will not work with only one, so you need to have at least 2 batteries in here at a time to charge. And I just stick it into my power station, and this is how I recharge my batteries. And these are really, really handy for van life. They really are, because I use these rechargeable batteries, you know, for my lights and etc. Okay, so I put that down there for a minute, and you can get all different size rechargeable batteries. You can get G sizes, AA, AAA, etc. So this what's it called? I can't remember that. This battery, okay, can hold up to 150 different size batteries, and I'm going to have, eventually I will have this whole battery case full of rechargeable batteries, and it even comes with a battery system too. So I absolutely recommend that you get the rechargeable batteries, a battery case to put them in, and a charger to charge your rechargeable batteries, because they will and do come in handy for van life. Okay, so my next favourite van life items, so this is a USB thing. So what I do is this can go either into my power station or into another charger like so, for example, and this allows me, I can use this to use another 4 different USB appliances. I can have a fan going, I can have a light going, I can charge up my phone and whatever else, all at the same time. So you're going to need something like this for van life. So I have one of these in the back of my van, and I also have another one of these in the front of my van. Okay, and I also love these gadgets. Now these are great. So this goes into your power station or into your cigarette lighter. And as you can see, it's got a couple of USB outlets as well as 4 12-volt outlets. So I can plug this into my cigarette lighter if I'm in the front of the van, or if I'm in the back of the van, I will use my power station. And you know, I can have 4 different 12-volt appliances going at the same time, as well as 2 USB appliances going at the same time. Now I have 2 of these. I have one in the back of my van as well as one in the front of my van, and they are so handy for van life. Okay, so my next favourite van life item is this cute little fireplace heater, which I got from Amazon. Woohoo! Now, it comes with this plug, so you're going to need to get one of those universal plugs. You see that? Okay. So I just plug this into here, and I can plug it into my power station, into my inverter, and you turn it in the back, it has an on switch, as you can see. And as soon as you turn it on, it's only got one heating, so as soon as you turn it on, that's it. It will heat up the van really well, and it has a simulated fireplace which will come on automatically, so it looks like you have a fireplace going on. So these are good for van life, because I can't remember the wattage, but it's not much, so they don't use much power. They're small, so they don't take that much room in your van, which is good. And the heater is on top, which is also good, because you can buy these ones, but you don't want to buy the ones with the heater on the bottom, because if you do, you could burn your carpet in your van or whatever. So if you're going to buy one of these, make sure the heater is on the top, okay? And excuse me, these are really great for burner because these are good for heating up small areas. So, for example, if you have a large room, this is not going to heat up a large room. But if you have a small room, or you're in a bed, or a dorm, or a tiny house, or whatever, these are great. So these are great for winter, and there's a lot of people who are entering winter right now. So if you're looking for one of these simulated heater fireplaces, go to Amazon. Okay, so another one of my favorite van life items is this fan. It's a 12-volt fan. If you turn it around here, this is your on and off button, high and low. And just turn it around to whichever one you want. This is actually a dashboard fan. It actually sits on your dashboard. And you can turn this around whichever way you want it to. You can have it high or low, whatever you prefer. Now the reason why I recommend this is because these are great for burner, especially when it's really, really hot in your van. Because these are very strong, especially when they're on. It doesn't matter when they're on high or low. They are really strong. It blows out a really strong air. The only thing is that it's very loud. But I mean, who cares if the fan's loud? I mean, if it's a hot day, all I care about is being cool and comfortable, don't you? So I wouldn't worry about the noise. So this is great. You can sit these on your dashboard and enjoy the cool air while you're driving. Or you can use it in the back of your van, which is what I do. And Callie loves this because it keeps her nice and cool. Because cats, because they have fur, they don't sweat. They only sweat on their paws. And you know what it's like when it gets hot in your van. So you can imagine if you're a fur baby, it's like a cat or a dog, and they need to be cool and comfortable too. And she loves this because this keeps her so cool and comfortable. So that's why I recommend these. These are great for van life. Okay, so another one of my favourite, van life items is, I've got it, is this dashboard mini air conditioner. It's a 12 volt, so this plugs into here, into the back, and there's your on-off switch. You can have high, low, whatever. And this actually sits on your dashboard. I also use it in the back of the van too. So to open it up, you just slide it across and it comes up. And you have here is a little water bottle, and you fill this up with cold water and ice, and give you a look inside there. And that just goes into, oh, I've got it around the wrong way. It goes into there like that. Now, you also have this here, and this is like a blue sponge. And what you do is you run this under cold water, and what I do is I put this in the freezer, in my freezer, and you leave it in your freezer for a couple of hours. You can leave it in your freezer overnight if you want to. So this is cold too, so you run this under cold water, you put it into your freezer, and then you stick it in there like so. And I've got it around the wrong way. And it just goes in there like that. And then you put the lid down and you slide it back up. And then you plug it into a cigarette lighter, your power station, inverter, whatever you have. And it really does work. And oh my gosh, I really do recommend it. This is great for van life. So what I do is when it, because it gets really hot here in Australia, especially during the summer months when we have the heat wave and you're stuck in your van. Oh my God. So what I do is I have this going. I use all my fans, including these ones, as well as my other USB mini air conditioners and the other fans. And I use them all together. And what I do is I spread them out in the van to have a couple of USB mini air conditioners and fans in the cab, as well as a few around the back too. And these are great for van life, you know, because it's most important that, you know, you feel comfortable in your van, whether it's cold or hot or whatever. And it's important to have the right gadgets. And I prefer to use the USB gadgets and the 12-volt gadgets because they're not using much energy. Okay, so my next favorite van life item is this. This is my 12-volt car heater. And this is actually a dashboard heater, you know, because what you do is you stick it on your dashboard, and if you face it towards your windscreen, it will defrost your windscreen. You know how your windscreen gets all foggy. But if you turn it around on your dashboard that faces you, it's actually a heater. It's also a stand too. So we have on the side here, you can have on, off, fan or heater. And these are really great for heating up your van. I use this in the back of my van as well to stay warm. I also have a Mr. Battery heater, but most of the time when I use the heater I will be using this one. Now I have two of these. I have a smaller one too, which is about half the size. Now, the thing that I recommend, I'm just speaking from my own personal experience, of course. So, what I'm saying is that if you want to use these 12-volt car heaters as a heat in your van, which is a good idea, you can do that. But use these larger size. Don't use the smaller size that are half the size, because, they still work. But it's just that these ones are better for heating up the whole back of your van. So what I do is I use this one in the back of my van to heat up my van in the back here. And I use a smaller one on my dashboard to defrost my windscreen. But since I've bought the anti-fog spray for the windows, I haven't had to use it. So what I do now is I still keep my smaller ones on my dashboard, but I just keep it facing me and use it as a heater or a fan. But these are great for using as a heater for your van. Okay, so my next favourite van life item is my mini butane stove. Now these are really good. You put your canister in there, you know, then you just turn it around, get a lighter to ignite it, and these are great for cooking in your van because they're small. this is why I got it. It's because my other gas stove was too big and broken to use inside my van. I mean, it was okay for cooking outside, but it just wasn't ideal for when I wanted to cook inside my van because it's too big. That's why I got this one. And this is I got from CN for about $45 if I remember right. And these are really good, they're really popular. They come in two colours, green or cream. I got the green colour because I prefer the cream. And I have seen a lot of people use these, they're very popular. And they come with a little case to protect them. And but even though they are small, they still put out a lot of heat. And so you can still cook whatever you want. It doesn't matter, you can still cook anything and everything in your van. And if I remember right, they put out about 8,000. So that's pretty good for a small gas stove because, well, you need to cook something, don't you? I mean, if you're living in your van, I mean, you don't want to be getting takeaway all the time because that's going to be too expensive. So you still need something to cook, you know, so I recommend one of my favourite van life items is my mini gas stove. Okay, so my next favourite van life item is my 12-volt kettle, which I got from Amazon. You can also get this from other online stores like eBay, Temu, etc. And you've got your switch, you can plug it into your power station or cigarette lighter. You know, fill it up, it's 1 litre, turn it on and voila. You have a nice hot water for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or maybe you want to heat up the water for a bath or a shower in your van or whatever. But these are great for van life. Okay, so we're down to the very last few van life items. So this one here is my USB to my phone. So what you do is stick it into your charger, like so. Then my charger's not working. Oh, yes it is. Not with this one. Anyway, we'll stick it into... Now I use this one in the cab because it's smaller. And so you stick it in. And I just did it on my dashboard. And this is what I use to help keep control of the condensation in my van. And I got this one from Temu. And these are great. And also, I also have this. This is another USB dehumidifier. Now I use this one in the back of my van. So you just plug it in here, stick it into your charger. When you turn it on, and when you turn it on, you'll have a green light comes on. And this is where the water will go into. So then you just see this plug here. And just pull it out, if I can get it, like so. And then I just empty it into a container. Put that back on there. And let's just fit back in there, if I can get it back in there. This happens every time I go to put it back in there. let me give it another go. Oh my god. It's always so hard. Oh no, it's not. It's making a liar out of me. But these are great for banana. So I use this USB dehumidifier in the cab of my van, and this dehumidifier I use in the back of my van. And by using them, that's how I have to control the concentration in my van, like I said. Okay, so my last favourite van life item, because this video is getting long, is my inverter. Woohoo! Now I use this in my cab. So I plug this into my cigarette lighter. And where are you? And then what I do is I plug this one into here like so. And then I plug, and here you've got here you've got some USB outlet, and we have a universal plug, which is also handy. So what I do is I plug into, let me show you, I'll turn you around like this one, here. I'm going to move you back so you can see properly. Up there like so. So I have this here, I have one of these, move you out the way. So I have one of these in my cab, and what I do is I just plug this into here like so. This goes into my power station. I'll put you down like, I'll put you back up here for a minute, turn you back in like that. And that goes into here, like this one. Okay, so this is my power setup. This is what I'll use in my cab. So that goes into the cigarette lighter. This goes into here, plugs into here. And I have one of them in my cab, which I use for everything. You've got USB out here, on off. Now, what I'm going to do in the near future is, these are great. You can get these in all online stores like Amazon, Temu, Wishshop, etc. Because I'm going to get another one of these for the back of my van, so I can plug it into my power station, and I can use this for other things in my van too, because they're handy. Okay, so those are my favourite van life items that I wanted to share with you, so you can get some ideas for your van life. And like I said, the reason why they are my favourite van life items is because they make van life so much more easier and a lot more comfortable. And that's really important for van life, because it's most important that you are comfortable in your van, and that you are able to do, make things as easy as possible. Well, I do anyway. And so yeah, just summary. Some of the things that I've mentioned are like rechargeable batteries, inverter, USB mini dehumidifiers, USB mini air purifiers, USB mini air conditioners, 12-volt fans, 12-volt mini air conditioners, etc. And they all help in some sort of way. And I got most of my favorite van life items online from Temu, and on Amazon I got a couple of things from eBay as well. So if you're looking for those items or other items, have a look online. Many online stores have them in stock. But the reason why I recommend Temu is because they're the cheapest. But if you can't find something and you're looking for something in particular, you'll definitely be able to get it from Amazon for sure. Okay, this video is going for 47 minutes. I'm going to have to wrap it up because I don't want it to be too long. And so thanks for joining me for today's video. I hope it was helpful for you in some way and you were able to get some ideas. I'm still not feeling well, that's why I haven't made a video this week. But as you can tell, I don't have much energy, but at least I'm feeling a bit better to be able to make a video. Yeah, so please subscribe to my channel to support me, and Kelly too, if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to give my videos a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, please take care and please drive safely. Bye bye, darling.